this video we will learn to find out the distance between the two parallel lines L and M. Distance means the shortest distance or the perpendicular distance. That means we have to find out this. See, if we have been given two lines, that means two specific lines, that means they have a specific distance between them. So we should be able to find out that, and the distance should include, that formula for distance should include A, B, C1 and C2 only. Here you can see I have written the equation of two parallel lines are as AX BY plus C1 and AX BY plus C2 equals to 0. Okay, the standard equation for a line is AX plus BY plus C equals to 0. That means all lines match this format and one line differs from other from A, B and C. Whenever we take two lines, we should take them as A1x plus B1y plus C1 equals to 0 and A2x plus B2y plus C2 equals to 0. But here I am not taking them as this. I am just taking their A1, A2 as A, B1, B2 as B, means they are same. And what's the reason for this? Do the parallel lines always have those same? Not necessary, because here you can see there are 2x plus 3y plus 7 equals to 0 and it is 4x plus 6y minus 2 equals to 0. These are also parallel lines, but there A and B values are not same. Here A1 is 2 and A2 is 4. Here B1 is 3 and B2 is 6. So how can I write the general equation for parallel lines as this? When there are two different lines, I should write A and B as different. So let's first understand that, then we'll proceed, then we'll come to the topic of finding out the distance. See, when we have a strong vision for this form of line. When the line is given in this form, you are able to find out the location of a line, which all quadrant will it pass through origin or not. Means you can actually visualize the line without plotting it. So just like here, if the lines are like this, you can say the lines are, this line is, their slope is same and the line is gonna, this line is gonna pass through first, second and third quadrant, and this line is gonna pass through first, third and fourth quadrant. So we have full visual for this, but not for this. As we are talking about parallel lines, so here we can say the lines are parallel, but here we can't say. Means although you have learned this in class 9, but what's the logic? The logic is actually, as we are familiar with this format of line, these lines can be converted into this format and then they will become minus 2 over 3 x minus 7, and this line will become y equals to minus 4 over 6 x plus 2. And then, you know, this can be written like this. No, sorry, here we will have 3 and here we will have 6. Okay, so in this format we are able to see tell that the lines are parallel, because this is, the slope is minus 2 over 3 and here also minus 2 over 3. And in class 10 you learned that why to convert every time the line into this format. Here we can say, why not take out the formula in general format. If the two lines are this, then this can be solved generally, no? Generally into y equals mx plus c, and this also into y equals mx plus c format, and from there you will get to know that for the lines to be parallel, minus a1 over b1 should be equals to minus b2 over, minus a2 over b2, because these are the slopes of the two lines in the y equals mx plus c format. That means if the lines are in given this format, to find out whether they are parallel or not, minus a1 over b1 should be equals to minus a2 over b2. This formula was further simplified. Their negatives will be equal if this is equal. No? So for two lines to be parallel, a1 over b1 should be equals to a2 over b2. This can be further simplified as a1 over a2 and b1 over b2. And this was the formula that you learnt in class 10. So a1 over a2 and b1 over b2 is the format. Means this ratio is always same when the lines are parallel. No? So just keeping in this point, I reached here. How? Let's see. This is 2x plus 3y plus 7 equals to 0. Now, and this line, this is your first line. This second line can also be written as 2 into 2x plus 3y minus 1 equals to 0. No? Which is 2x plus 3y minus 1 equals to 0. So this and this, these two equations are same. No? You know, these two equations are exactly same. So here you can see if the lines are parallel, they can actually be reducible to same form where A1 and A2 are not different and B1 and B2 are not different. If this would be minus 3 here, still this can be written as this. 2 can be taken out common from here also. Okay, but this will become minus 3 over 2, and this is your 2x plus 3y minus 3 over 2 equals to 0. So these two lines were parallel, and just look at their forms now. So if the line is given in this format, it can be converted into that format. So when I am choosing these lines here, these parallel lines, so the second parallel line is convertible to this format, means the parallel lines are convertible into the format where their x coefficient is same and their y coefficient is same. If the lines are not given, so if the lines are given in this format, so before applying the formula, you must convert them into this format as I have converted. I'll talk about it later also. Now let's focus on the question. How to find out the perpendicular distance between the two parallel lines. So if the lines are not so, if their A's and B's values are not so, they are to be made same. Okay, before applying the formula. Now we have to find out this. We can apply distance formula, but we neither have the coordinate for this nor the coordinate of this. Okay, so perpendicular distance is same everywhere. So I'm purposely choosing, either I should choose this, at least we can get the coordinates of this. No? We know we don't have a coordinate for this event, but the coordinates for this point is a bit simpler in the general form. No? And or I should find out this. So I should either focus on finding out this or this, because at least the coordinate of one of the point is simpler one. No? So right now I'm focusing on this one. What are the coordinates of this point? So the coordinates of this point are, see, the x coordinate is 0 because it is on the y-axis. So the x coordinate is 0. And what is the y coordinate? The y coordinate is actually equals to, when x is 0, y is gonna be minus c1 over b. Now I have the coordinate for this, and this line is perpendicular to this. See, what is my plan of action? Now I have a point also. I know the point, a point of this perpendicular line. One point is known. Secondly, I know the slope also. Because if I know the slope of these lines, so I know the slope of this also, because this is perpendicular to this. So if these two things are known, I can write down the equation of perpendicular line. No? And once I'll get the equation for this, then I can find out actually point of intersection of this and this line. Means this point. Getting? Point of it. So first I arranged for this. Then I arrange for its equation as one point and its slope is given. I can write down the equation in point slope form. And once I have the equation for this, I can sort out this equation and that equation to find out the coordinates of this. And once I have the coordinates, I can apply the distance formula to find out the distance. No? So this is the plan of action. Let's do it quickly. So first thing, let's find out the equation of this line. Equation of perpendicular line. Okay, or I may call it AB. So let's say equation of perpendicular AB. Okay, so equation of perpendicular AB, for that I need a slope. You know the point slope form for any line is this. Yeah? So the y coordinate is minus C1 over B. So this will become this. Okay, and the x coordinate is 0, and the slope, see, the slope for these lines is minus a over b. No, slope for any line, I'm saying L, M also have the same slope. So line L has the slope minus a over b, and AB is perpendicular to this. So slope of AB is gonna be B over A. As we know, in case of a perpendicular lines, M1 into M2 equals to minus 1. So the slope of one line is the negative reciprocal of other. So negative reciprocal of this is gonna be B over A. So here I can write B over A. No? So this is here I got the equation for this line. Let's simplify this equation. So y plus, simplify, you can bring it in any format, or you may keep it in B over A, slope intercept form also. This is the equation of this line. So we got the equation of this line. No? Now I'll find out the point of intersection of these two lines. Okay, so here let's bring it in the simpler form. This is B over A, and here this is minus. Perfect. Now let's do the let's find out the point of intersection. Here I just converted this line into this format because my line N was also in this format. So I just took the LCM AB, shifted it there, and here it is B square X, and it is minus AC1. So this is my line AB, and my line N is AX plus BY plus C2. So AX plus BY, so BY I shifted that side, plus C2 is here. This is the equation of N. Now I'll use elimination method to find out the value of X and Y. That's my purpose now. I have to find out this point so that I can apply the distance formula. I have the coordinates for this. I am finding out the coordinates of this. So here, for elimination, I need to make the coefficient same. So I'm multiplying this equation of line N by A, and I'm left with this. Now I'll add these two equations, equation of AB and equation of N. So here it will become 0, and this is actually B square times X, A square times X. That means X is A square plus B square times. And here it's A C1 times A C2 times, and here's the negative sign, so I can write it like this is I can put a plus sign, and then I can write A is C2 minus C1 times. Okay, and this gives me my X value as C2 minus, X value is C2 minus C1 A over A square plus B square. This is my X coordinate of this point. Now I'll find out the Y coordinate also. For that I'll use the same equation. Either I can substitute it there, that will also work. Okay, why not do that only? So Y coordinate is B over A, and the value of X, which is actually equals to C2 minus C1 over A square plus B square, and we have this A also, and then minus C1 over B. This A will cancel with this. Okay, and here I am left with B C2 minus C1 over A square plus B square minus C1 over B. So these are my two coordinates. Now I can apply the distance formula there, or I can sort it out this first. So this is gonna be y equals to, let's keep it in this way. So now I'll I'll erase everything. I'll keep just these two values of x and y so that I can use my board to find out the distance between the two parallel lines. Here I did not convert this equation. I did not simplify it further because the next step is to apply the distance formula, and this is the y coordinate of this point, and when I'll do y minus this c1 over b will cancel out with this. Okay, so let's apply the distance formula for finding out distance AB. So this is actually equals to x minus x1, means this minus x1, which is 0. The x coordinate of this is this, so this minus 0. So basically c2 minus c1 a over a square plus b square minus 0 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square. So what is your y? It won't fit here. Let's write it here. So this is this. This is my y value, y coordinate for this point, okay, minus this. This is negative, so this will become positive. Got it? Now, this will become c2 minus c1 whole square, a square over a square plus b square, no, plus this will become, this will cancel, both of them will cancel, this will again, this will also become c2 minus c1 over a square plus b square and whole square root. Okay, and here please don't, whenever you are solving the expression inside the root, you must choose factorization over multiplication. You should not multiply, you should factorize the things. Here I can clearly, this should be square. Here I can clearly see that the denominator is same. Sorry. The square of this full is square of this, and the square of this. So squared. Here also these got cancelled, but square of this, and square of this. So it should be so. Now here I can see clearly that c2 minus c1 whole square is here also and here also. No? So I can take that as common, as the denominators are same, so I can take it out common. And here then I left with a square over a square plus b square whole square plus b square over a square plus b square whole square. So this is this, and whole square root. Now, as here the denominators are same, so this will become c2 minus c1 whole square, a square plus b square over a square plus b square whole square, and within square root. So a square plus b square, the frequency is 1. Here the a square plus b square frequency is 2. So this will reduce to c2 minus c1 whole square over a square plus b square. That's it. Square got cancelled with this. Now, as this is a perfect square, this will come out of the root. But this is not a perfect square. Its square root won't be a plus b, because this is not square of a plus b. Okay, so this will stay like a square plus b square. So this is the required expression for distance d between the two parallel lines, and it includes c2, c1, a and b, and these were the only 4 variables in the starting. Here you can see a, b, c1, a, b, c2, and your formula includes c2, c1, a and b. Now, point to be noted here is this: if whenever you have to apply this formula, your equation should be so. Both the equations should have same a value, both the equations should have same b value. If they are not same, first you have to make them same, as I made in the beginning of this video, and then you have to use those equations in which a's and b's are same. Okay? Okay, if your lines are given in the format y equals to 3x plus 7 and y equals to 3x minus 7, then you cannot choose this as your c's. See, this is C2 and C1, where C2 and C1 are variables, not the intercept. So they are the variables. These C2, C1 are not variables. I have told you earlier also. So as this is derived for the standard form, so it can be used for the standard form only. Okay. So if the formula is derived for the slope intercept form, then it can be used only for the slope intercept form. Okay. So quickly if we go through the process that I adopted to reach here, that I used to reach here, is first the equation should be in this format. That's why I put a star here and star here. So the equation should be in this format, and then you have to choose a suitable perpendicular distance. Mean any of the perpendicular distance can be found. So either this or this. Okay. Suitable means that perpendicular distance whose one of the end point is on the axis, is actually the point of intersection of line and axis, so that we can arrange for the coordinates of one end point easily. Then the next thing is to find out the length of the perpendicular, and after then we have to find out the coordinates of this point by using equation of this and the equation of this. And once you have the point of intersection, means the coordinates of this point, so the distance formula can be used to find out the distance. Then there is a calculation trick. Never multiply inside the root, always try to factorize. This is all about this. Thank you.